everybody, Randy Patterson here with Boomerocity, and on this episode, another old friend of ours has come to visit us. It is Jake Shimabukuro, who has a new album out, but I gotta say, man, I wish I talked to him over the last album we come out with, which was the Blues Experience, because it had none other than Mick Fleetwood with him all through it. And man, it is a great record. I encourage you to go ahead and check that out and buy it while you're hearing me yammer on here. But Jake's got a brand new album out called Calm Seas, and it's something quite a bit different than what you're used to hearing from Jake. It's a very meditative, contemplative type of instrumental album, and I absolutely love it. This is a great album just to chill to think, meditate, pray with that in the background, maybe going to sleep to. I work to it, and I think it is phenomenal. I think you're really going to like it, but it is different from Jake's other work. So just keep that in mind if this is the first time you're hearing of Jake or first time you're checking out his music. Don't draw any conclusions from the fact that he plays ukulele, because I know when I did it, when his publicist first tried to get me to listen to him, I was thinking, some uncool ukulele artists. And then when I finally got over myself and actually listened to the music, I felt really stupid, first of all. And secondly, I wish I'd listened a lot sooner when the publicist tried to get me to. So please learn from my mistakes. Listen to Jake Shimabukuro. He rocks the ukulele. And once you've heard this interview, please check out all of his other work and buy it to add to your own personal listening library. Please hit like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and please do share this interview with those who you think might really enjoy it, okay? It'd be greatly appreciated by us here at Boomerocity. So without any further ado, here's my third of what I hope are many more interviews with Jake Shimabukuro. Until next time, this is Randy Patterson with Boomerocity. Take care.
Hi, Randy. Aloha. How's it going? Aloha to you.
Great. It's going great.
Good.
One thing I love is the rare event when a musician shows up on time, and you never fail, man. You are always like right on the money on time.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I try my best. You guys are very busy, so I want to always be respectful.
Well, so, and that goes both ways. So.
Thank you.
Speaking of, how much time do we have? I want to be respectful of it because I got a ton of questions, and I'll pick and choose as I go through.
Yeah. Oh, shucks. Well, I was told 15 minutes. Is that enough time for you? Yeah.
Probably not, but I'll take what I can get. So.
All right. I'll try to roll the answers as quickly as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Well, listen, first of all, before we get into this new album, I got to tell you, I hated like crazy that we didn't get to meet up on the last one with Blues Experience. Absolutely love that album, man. That is amazing. You and Mick Fleetwood did an amazing job. Can you give me a quick blurb about that whole album and how it's doing for you and what it was like working with Mick?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's such an honor to work with him. I mean, he was really the pioneer of blues drumming and, that whole genre. So being in the studio with him, playing live, his energy, his creativeness, his leadership was just outstanding. I mean, it was such an honor to be in there with him, and so gracious of him to give us that opportunity to record with him, because he's a legendary Mick Fleetwood, He doesn't have to make any more records. But I tell you, it was just such an uplifting and inspiring project, and I'm so proud of it, and just so proud that I got to play with him, to do something with him, because it was always a dream of mine. So thank you.
Well, it turned out phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and I've been telling friends about it ever since. So congrats on the great album there.
Yeah, thank you.
Another Mick, I got to ask you this real quick, man. There was buzz going around when you were at the, the New Orleans Jazz Festival, and you had another Mick kind of peeking over your shoulder, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Did you see? I didn't even know he was there. I'm so glad I didn't know. I think I would have freaked out, I think, had I known while we were on stage. So it was a good thing I found out afterwards. But yeah, that was so cool because we had just seen them the night before when they played. And I actually went to the show. I was with Mac McAnally that night, and we went down to watch the show together. And we're just tiptoeing and watching them, trying to look over everyone. And oh, they sounded amazing. And gosh, man, they still got all that energy, that
Yeah.
charisma, and Mick can still sing and just like hold the crowd, man. It's just the
Yeah.
way he does it. It's just extraordinary, man. He's just it's inspiring to see that, really.
He's a master showman for sure. I was disappointed that they canceled the tour for this year, but
Oh,
maybe he'll pick back up. I hope we haven't seen the last of the band.
oh,
That's for sure.
yeah, that was a bucket list for me. I got to see them live, I because that was my first time ever seeing them live in
Oh,
person, and
really? Really?
oh yeah, so I was not gonna miss that, and yeah.
I've seen him three times, and one of them was the time in Little Rock when uh, Governor, oh crap, I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, he pardoned Keith from an offense like decades before, and so it happened before the show, and of course the governor got front row seats for that one. So anyway, it was kind of cool to see. But well, listen,
Mhm.
man, I know we got just a few minutes here, but this new album, what I've heard of it so far, I really like it. It's a little bit of a departure from what you have done as far as the full album. It seems like so. Tell me a little bit about it. What's the premise behind the album, and what do you hope fans get from it when they listen to it?
Yeah, definitely a departure, especially from the blues, the album with Mick Fleetwood. But this was kind of somewhat experimental. It was the idea was because I've done projects in the past where I've recorded music, songs, and I was like, oh, it'd be nice to put some ocean sounds behind it, or maybe put some some other ambient sounds, and we would add it on later. But then I recently started doing this project on the Big Island supporting the Hakalau rainforest, where there's a lot of endangered native birds. And I got to go up there and I listened to the sounds. I mean, so I was just so immersed in standing in the middle of this rainforest and hearing these native birds and these sounds that I'd never heard before, because a lot of these birds are endangered, and the Hakalau rainforest is one of the few places on Earth that still has, these birds. So I was just blown away. So the idea kind of came from that, and I thought, well, instead of me just trying to write songs and then just taking those sounds and putting it on there, I thought, let's record the birds first. Let's record the sounds of the rainforest. So what we did was we went out there, recorded all the sounds, and just like a stereo mic, and got a good recording of them. Then we brought those sounds into the studio, and then set up a track for them, and it was magical. I'll never forget when I put the headphones on. And I closed my eyes. It was like I was standing in the middle of the rainforest again. It was so amazing. And the more you listen to it, the more you realize, wow, there's a rhythm, to their singing. There's a
Mm-hmm.
there's a certain key. There's a certain phrasing, and the more you keep listening to it, you just kind of settle into this tempo and this feeling. And so we thought so that became the concept. Oh, let's let nature lead. Nature is the lead is the lead melody, is the front man, or the front woman of the band. And then we just as we're listening, we just improvised and created soundscapes behind it. So it was a very different approach, but that subtle difference, just kind of working in the reverse order,
Right.
changed the whole music. I mean, it changed everything, the way the whole track felt.
How
And
do
that,
you know when to just because musicians, you get paid to play, so there's always that desire to play. But did you know, or did you just go by feel of when to kind of like fall back a little bit and let nature take over, and vice versa?
yeah, no, exactly. So the track, there's all these different sounds on it, but it's all the ukulele, except there is a bass, one electric bass, but the rest is all ukulele. So it's just layers upon layers of ukulele. And what I did
Wow.
was I had a looping recorder with me. So there's no overdubs on it. It's just
Wow.
one track all the way through. So what I'm doing is I'm playing, and then I'll loop a certain section, and then that'll keep going. And then the looper also allows me to stack other layers. So then I start building layers, and it just keeps stacking as the song comes. And then
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
reach down and I can pull the volume back on certain layers, and then I can cut out, the layers, and then start up a new thing, or just let it go. And then, so I had so much fun, just experimenting with all these sounds. And you just, I don't know. And the beautiful thing was, I mean, there are parts where you just kind of let it sit for like, 45 seconds or a minute, and it just kind of like the birds kind of do their thing, or the ocean kind of does its thing. And then you feel like, okay, and then you feel like there should be a change here. So it was really a lesson in patience and space and breathing, and just trusting that. I mean, getting rid of that anxiety of exactly what you said. Oh, I gotta play. Oh, I gotta play something here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything right now. I need to do something. And it was a beautiful lesson, and just a completely different experience for me in the studio.
So that looping and laying, there's an artist I've been following for 50 years now that his live concerts, when he's doing his live acoustic concerts, he's well known for doing the exact same thing on the fly and live,
Mm.
layering it. And he does a great version of "Here Comes the Sun" by the Beatles, doing that live, just him and his guitar. It's a guy by the name of Phil Keaggy. He's a Christian
Oh
artist.
God, yeah, he's a legend, man. Oh,
Yeah,
he's the master. He's the goat with all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so are you
he.
going to start doing that in concert, doing the layering and looping on the fly?
Oh man, he's a whole different level, man. He's got that mastered, like, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, no, no, yeah. He really, the way he utilizes the looping technology is insane. Yeah,
Yep,
really
yep.
incredible. But yeah, definitely a big inspiration for me for that stuff.
With this album, do you feel like you were expanding? I mean, despite what you just said about looping and layering, do you feel, because I sense it from what I've heard of the album, that you were kind of like basically expanding your music emotionally rather than technically? Is that, am I
Yeah,
off on that?
no, 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 definitely. I mean, the melodic themes and things are very spaced out, very spread out. There's not a lot of it was really dialing in the tone and the timbre, just the subtleties, of each track, and the ukulele. Um, but yeah, it was just yeah. So you're not going to hear a lot of like frantic, um, quick pace playing, but I think that was the mood, of the record, was just trying to trying to trying to just take a step back and breathe for a bit. I
Hmm.
think that's what the album was about. And and also just kind of hopefully it draws some attention, to just nature, and reminding people that sometimes we gotta let nature lead, and we follow, right? So.
That's right. How much of this album will be part of your shows this year?
It's hard because they're not really songs, like I was talking with my manager about it. I was like, they're just improvised pieces, so I could take certain themes, maybe, and try to recreate them, but they're always going to be, different. But yeah, there are a couple of tracks where there is a solid theme that I could kind of latch on to, and it would make it recognizable. But even for myself, when I was listening back to the tracks when we were trying to mix and master, I couldn't remember. Wait, which which track is this? What's the name of this one again? Because they kind of they I mean, even to me, I mean, I'll admit it. Some of them, I thought I was listening to the same song, a couple times. I was like, oh wait, no, this is a
Well,
different.
then we won't feel so guilty about it then
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we do.
exactly.
So,
So it's like, yeah, I mean, they're really not songs. I mean, they're just moments. I feel like, and just
okay.
capturing a certain mood and a feeling.
Well, for what it's worth, for what I found with what I've heard so far, I haven't heard the whole thing. I heard the 2 or 3 clips that were available, or the 2 or 3 versions of the same uh, cut. Where you had,
Yeah.
that was, I love that. I love that. So, for me to be able to have it to where I have to admit I used it some for when I was working, but
Yeah,
gosh,
no,
just to be able to go to sleep
that's
to.
what it's for.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's what.
mean, I don't want to treat it like elevator music, but there is a certain value in having music like that in your background while you're working on something very important, or just needing to chill, reading a book maybe, or just going to sleep. And not that it puts you to sleep, but it relaxes you so that you can. And I love it, man. I haven't heard a great album like for of this kind of music in a very, very long time. So I'm glad you've come out with it. What's on your plate for this year as we wrap things up here?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more touring. I'm actually back in the recording studio, working on a few more projects and trying to get that wrapped up by March. So
Mm.
yeah, we've been recording quite a lot. We actually have three projects right now that we started and haven't finished yet. So I need to kind of wrap my head around that. But yeah, but I've been enjoying the recording process a lot more recently. It has
Mhm.
been fun, especially with kind of more this experimental stuff, and then
Mhm.
realizing too, like moments like being able to record with Mick Fleetwood. I mean, and these collaborative records that we've done, recently. I mean, just capturing those moments. It's just, I realize that it's those are so precious, right? I mean, especially like I think back on that Friends record that we did a couple years ago, and now
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett's not with us, Jesse Colin Young, and
Yeah.
it's just really to have that captured somewhere is really special, for me.
Are you
So.
are you coming out to Tennessee at all this year? I forgot to look at your itinerary to see.
I believe so. I haven't. I know we're still putting the backside of the year together. I don't think. Yeah, we're not coming in the front half, but probably in the back half of the year for sure. Yeah,
Well, I'll
my
keep
whole
an eye on it.
my whole management team is based out there, so I love coming out to Nashville. Yeah.
Well, I've seen you. I saw you at the City Winery in Nashville,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
I'm in East Tennessee now, and I saw you at the open chord
No.
right as COVID was settling down and things were opening up, man. And I think I told you this the last time we chatted. You could just tell. I don't know you really. I mean, I've interviewed. This is my third time interviewing you, but I could tell by watching you, you were so overcome with joy to be able to get out and play again. It just showed all over you, and it was such a small venue to play, but you were as excited as if you were doing Madison Square Gardens, and
Yeah.
you always project that from the stage anyway. But that particular night was very obvious. And so I'm hoping you hit somewhere. I mean, if you do Nashville, I hope to make it out there when you are there, or if you're out closer this way, because I'm up in the Smoky Mountains these days. So,
Mm.
but if you are, man, I want to catch you. I'd love to be able to, shake hands with you, hug your neck, and thank you for everything in person, because you've brought a lot of joy to my listening experience ever since I was turned on to you by Mike Jensen and those guys. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Michael's been such a gem, man. He's that guy. I feel so blessed and so grateful that he really took me under his wings, man. He's such a great guy, and I can't thank him enough every time I see him because, he doesn't need to work with, I mean, he works with the big guys, So I'm always so
Well, I
honored.
think you're pretty big, and it was his persistence because the first thing I think I told you this before. First time he tried to turn me on to is like ukulele,
Yeah.
Tiny Tim, no, So, but then I finally got over my biases and listened to it, and I was like, well, now I feel really stupid, So
No. I appreciate you.
I'm a
for it.
fan now. That's what matters. So, well,
Thank
Jake,
you.
enjoy your day. I hope it's full of peace and fun for you today, and I hope I get to see you later this year when you're on the road. And thanks for taking this time.
All right, sounds great. Well, thank you, Randy. You take care. Happy New Year to you, and thank you for all
Likewise.
being so supportive and generous with your time. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Aloha.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been another fun-filled episode of Boomerocity with your host and producer, Randy Patterson. The theme song is Roll the Dice and is recorded and used by permission from Quentin Hope. Quentin is spelled Quinten, and Hope is Hope. And you can find out more about Quentin at quentinhope.com. Post-production is done by Cardinal Sins Productions. The Boomerocity name, logo, and content is copyright protected. Segments may only be used with written permission by Boomerocity and or its assignees. Inquiries should be directed to input@boomerocity.com. Copyright 2025.